Hello and welcome to the Remuneration Associates series on incentives for growing companies. This particular section is dealing with recognition and its importance. When we're growing up, a lot of emphasis is placed on saying thank you. But as adults in the workplace, it can all be easily forgotten as focus is diverted onto the transactional aspects of our lives, getting the job done, focusing on growth and so forth. We regularly see annual reports which say employees are our most valuable asset. So why is it then that company actions, not words, often paint a picture for employees which fails to reinforce that? The pandemic proved a bit of a powder keg for what became known as the Great Resignation, later to be replaced with the quiet quitting, and depending on what you read, evolved into the Great Stay, as the economy battles with rising interest rates, a tightening of credit, and the evolving threat of AI, artificial intelligence, on jobs. In the good times, it's easier for everyone to be on board with the additional effort required for a growth agenda, when all should feel the benefits in their pocket. But in an economy where a cost of living crisis is continuing to bite, it can be easy for an employee who's going above and beyond to feel underpaid and underappreciated. And this can be exacerbated by teams operating remotely. Let's be honest, no one has ever put being taken for granted as an attribute of a company they want to work for. It's important here to differentiate between what is meant by reward and recognition. Reward is retrospective, transactional, and is generally outcomes-based. It's an exchange of money or something else like shares for services, efforts, results. Typically, rewards are helpful in attracting talent to your organization. We all know this. Recognition, on the other hand, is essential for retaining them. Recognition is relational. It can be spontaneous, unexpected, is independent of results, and usually an acknowledgement by a manager or peer in relation to certain behaviors. It can be relatively low cost, even free. Employees who feel appreciated are much more likely to go the extra mile. An abundance of statistics from a quick online search would reveal to you a similar pattern of high correlation between being recognized at work and job satisfaction, the likelihood of staying in role, and externally, an increase in customer satisfaction. But a gesture of recognition needs to be genuine, meaningful, and timely, or it loses its power. A recent survey by O.C. Tanner, which polled 4,500 UK employees, leaders, HR practitioners, and business executives, revealed that whilst 2/3 of employees said leaders acknowledged the great work they do, 1/3 said that recognition was received in an uncomfortable way. According to the same survey, almost half of UK employees say the praise they receive at work is meaningless and feels like an empty gesture. It's not always easy. How do you balance being the empathetic boss with the need to keep growing, keep delivering? Yet recognition is widely regarded as being of great importance if it's delivered in a thoughtful, meaningful way. Research shows that feelings of belonging and fulfillment can lead to high employment engagement, motivation for and satisfaction in the job, leading ultimately to the higher performance. A win-win, surely. It may be enough to say a simple personal thank you at the right time, or perhaps something more may be required to recognize an individual or a team who've continued to go above and beyond, even when a pay rise hasn't been as much as hoped for. Turning this on its head, the opposite involves making your employees feel disposable, a resource to be expended. The snacks and table football won't cut it when there's omnipresent insecurity, long hours, limited career development opportunities. The once-a-year appraisal can be fraught with difficulty, or often turning workplaces and organizations with poorer cultures into a type of Hunger Games endeavor in the months leading up to it. But spare a thought for those at the top. It can be lonely. Executives are human, so creating opportunities and initiatives for upward peer-to-peer or external feedback is important as well. Times may be a bit tough, but it's now even more important for organizations to look at their approach to recognition and ask the question, are employees being thanked for their efforts? Is it personal? Is it genuine? Is it enough? Ultimately, organizations that have a culture of trust and authenticity are those that tend to be the most admired, where people want to stay through the lean times as well as the good.